You all laughed at me. Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you? You all laughed at me. Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you?
It's going to be such a big show. It's a fantastic green day. We're all happy. We're cheerful. Is this just the beginning? Massive show. I'm giving you trade setups. I'm speaking about the ETH breakout. Is this the time for 2.5K Ethereum? Where should we update our stop losses? What is next and how long will this rally last? No more wasting time, Josh. Let's get into this fantastic show.
Click, click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click, click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click, click, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror, mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click, click. Enter the sniper.
Crypto Banter fam, I'm joking. I'm just having some fun with you guys. I do think we're getting a slight glimpse of what we want to play out. One of the big things yesterday that was really good was just seeing, Bitcoin breaking trend. And my favorite thing about it was, we want to see Big Daddy Ethereum. We want to see all this work out. So guys, I was joking. I'm joking. I'm bringing a little bit of fun today. But yes, things are waking up. Yes, we are starting to get a little bit of life. What are we looking for next? Is it danger zone? All these sort of things. It's a massive show today, guys. But what I really liked about yesterday, I did like that while I was sleeping, seeing Bitcoin trending, okay, seeing Ethereum come to life, fantastic. But seeing this green candle, seeing this nice green candle, and then looking at this and seeing dominance, not doing the same thing. Now, it's been a while, guys. It's been a while since we haven't seen whenever Bitcoin has a big sort of hourly or 4-hour green candle that we have dominance just collapse. And I want to remind you guys again quickly, we know about the main area that dominance is getting to and when's money going to flow back into altcoins and things like that. But what we did have was this 4-hour break. Okay, and we've been waiting for this 48%. When are we going to finally have a pullback to that 45% sort of area? When are we going to finally diversify money back into altcoins and in Ethereum? And I've been zooming in so much in this area because I know it's the critical zone. It's the zone where many times before, and I've explained this many times, where we usually reject and we usually go down to lower areas. For the last 3 years, dominance has only but gone to the 48 to 49%. And after that, we've always usually, diversified into the altcoins. And again, I've been zooming up on this area. And what we did see yesterday was we did start to see a break of this actual trend. So we had this little wedge forming. We had the money flowing from Bitcoin into altcoins, and then we had the crack. And what I liked about yesterday, and this is where I was like sitting, because I remember that these two times, they were very near breaking the trend. And when I saw that green candle, the first thing I saw this morning, when I saw that green candle from Bitcoin on the hourly, I was like, the dominance break back into that trend. And what happened was the complete opposite. We actually had dominance break up, retested perfectly, and being rejected. And right now, as it stands, we can be looking at dominance breaking the lows now and actually starting a bit of a downtrend. Now, why is this obviously happening? This is happening because we have Big Daddy ETH coming to the party. Firstly, we have the ETH dominance waking up. So I hope you guys did get some ETH and that into your portfolio. We've been speaking about overpowering ETH over Bitcoin for a while. And now we're starting to see it, not only to Bitcoin, we're starting to see it to the altcoins too. So I really hope, pop in the chat there, guys, if you have got ETH. Did you get ETH? And I'll speak about if it's too late to get into ETH and when I'm seeing the acceleration, but have you guys got it? It's still a big player. And I still think that between Bitcoin and Ethereum, you have the two big daddies and money's just going to flow between those two. And you're going to have the altcoins on the side. That's obviously going to get the whole total market cap to get where it needs to be. But what we basically have is we have the Ethereum dominance ripping. This is Ethereum over altcoins too. You know, Ethereum's starting to become a powerhouse and one of the top performers on the shorter time frames. And what we basically had in the dominance is we had this wedge forming for a while on Ethereum. And look at that, incredible bounce, and looking at a possible breakout of the closing candles and a continuation. So I think this Ethereum push that's happening now is a legit one. It's one that's coming with strength. It's one that's coming with actual buying volume. It's not just a fake one of what we've seen many times. We've seen, are you guys present? Amazing. Present. Say what's up. Say, yo, what's up? But we just want to see that this Ethereum move that's happening now, you know, is it backed? We got the news coming up, I think within 8 days, we have the upgrade coming up, all these sort of things. And what you're starting to get is you're getting an inflow of altcoins into Ethereum too. So this is becoming a really strong pump from Ethereum when it comes to the altcoins as well. You know, it's been respected from the altcoins and money's flowing into Ethereum. Now, what you have secondly above that is you have that strong bounce to the Bitcoin. So all of a sudden, we have Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin pretty strong over the last 2 days. And I spoke again about this. This is a very high time frame view, and it's the very big wedge that's been forming. And we were on such a strong support to say, like, this has got to be Ethereum time. We're on such a thing. All the RSIs are at the bottom. It should be time for ETH. And the only big fight we're fighting now is how big is this move going to be to Bitcoin? We have the first option of a 30% growth over Bitcoin, which means, you know, for the next, I would say the next few days to the next week or two, Ethereum continues to outperform Bitcoin. And as long as we're in this trend here, we should rally strong. Now you have the second option. The second option is we really hit an incredible Ethereum run to Bitcoin, where not only does it go to this higher wedge, it actually breaks out. And if that does happen, you know, we're looking at a 60% outgrowth over Bitcoin. Now I spoke about it in the beginning of the year, and I said, I still think Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin. And right now it's about the options. Is it going to be a 20-30% outgrowth, or is it going to be a 60%? Either way, we're in the right sort of area. And what we have secondly is we do have a support trend line, and we have an emergency line if anything changes. Right now, everything is working to plan. Many people were getting annoyed. Many were getting irritated. Sheldon, you're talking about ETH, you're talking about altcoins, you're talking. It's not coming, it's not happening, things like that. Now it's starting to spark and showing the possibility that this could be happening. And that's why, guys, I chose to, instead of being previously bullish, bearish, I'm sticking to my opinion with it, and I'm trading it, and I'm putting the scenarios. Unless this changes, I'm sticking to this. And this is how the patient game works really well in crypto. So ETH now ripping. Now let's speak about Ethereum to the terrible coin, which is the dollar, right? Let's go look at it to the actual stable coin. Okay, now what we have here, this is the big fight with Ethereum. It was fighting the very big areas, and the big area for me was the area that it couldn't get past. You know, basically the 1800s to the 1850. That was a very big resistance. And basically, like I've said it before, this is the areas of where Bitcoin was fighting the early 20Ks. Remember where it was getting there, taking some time. But what finally did happen is we finally cracked it. And now that we cracked it, you must remember that this all works in step-for-step methods, guys. Once we're through a level, there's a lot of pressure. But once you're through it, it starts to get a lot easier, and it starts to flow a lot smoother and a lot quicker. And once we got through the 1,800, now we're starting to move. Now we got one more that's important. And with the love of Bitcoin and with the love of the dominance, we should get through it. Now, Ethereum currently now is running up. We're above, I think we went above the 1900s, which was fantastic. Now it's got one more big daddy, which is $2,000. Once we're through that, so I would still see a little bit of pressure here, and probably why you're seeing Bitcoin hold up as well. And I explained to you why, because the whole market cap is actually at the most important resistance right now. Remember, the 20,000 to the 22,000 was the harder level for Bitcoin to crack. Once it got through there, it fought 25, but it got through it. For me, this is the hardest level over here. I think this level here is harder to crack than this level up here. I really do. This is where they're trying to hold it. But basically what you have is I'm still expecting ETH to outperform on the short time frame now. But where I really see Ethereum accelerate is above the $2,000 mark. Then I see Ethereum flying up to 2.5 pretty quickly. And then all that it basically means to me is now we're starting to catch up to where the level is at Bitcoin. That's all we're asking for. We're not asking for this huge alt season for everything to go to all-time highs. We're just saying value the altcoins as where Bitcoin's being valued right now. When are we going to have that catch up? So I spoke about yesterday, not only did we have the meme coins, we got to thank the meme coins. You know, we got to thank them because they finally dropped that dominance. Doge pump was the reason that we're starting to get all the altcoins starting to wake up now. It really is, because it slowed that dominance down. But now the memes did their job. Now all of a sudden you have the Ethereum stepping up, and this is where the market starts to accelerate. So I'm still expecting a little bit of resistance right now, and that's why I'm saying this is just the start. Now we are going to protect ourselves. We're in crazy resistances, we're in crazy areas, and I'll speak about how we're going to protect ourselves. But ultimately, we are starting to tip through. We're starting to get through that area where the big acceleration starts to come. Now I want to explain one thing to you guys quickly. The way it works in a bull market, and I remember I showed it on the weekend video on Sunday, is it basically a bull market works around 800 days, okay? But the real pump only happens the last 100 days, like the real pump, really starts to move. And you got to start zooming that method in all time frames. So for example, what it basically means is if you look at this over here, slow grind from Ethereum, okay? Slow move to the upside, and this is where all the time is taken for the bull market or the bull leg, right? And then this last pop over here is actually very quick. But when that last pop comes, where everything really starts to rampage up, we're getting near the end of this run, okay? Now, where we will see the next lows come after that, and will we go newer lows and things like that, we will see. But what I'm trying to say is we're creeping up to the area where it's going to happen fast. Everything we've been waiting for can come at any moment now, and it's not going to be that long. You're probably looking at a week, 2 weeks of craziness, of really strong growth within the markets. And then we know it is starting to come to an end. It's starting to get to a point where big money's in. They're now allowing retail to come in. They're allowing all of this to happen. And then we know. So as soon as you start to see the market speed up, I'm talking altcoin, I'm talking Ethereum, then you know, okay, like we're getting there to an area of that. So that's sitting at that level. Now, again, looking at that, this is why Bitcoin's sort of holding up right now, because you have Ethereum. You can see right now that the total 2 is outperforming total 1. So this is Ethereum coming and playing the big role. But what happened yesterday, which was really good, is we are so close now. We are so close to the total market cap breakout. And this is altcoins. You can already start to see altcoins waking up and ready to join the army, join the fight, join this this next momentum move. Because basically what it's saying is Bitcoin's also getting poised for another strong momentum to the upside. But the altcoins are like, we're coming with you this time. It's not just you. And what we basically had yesterday, and this is the last, you could see it, guys, how it's fighting here, but this is the strongest we've been here for a while, is we have yet again, we hit the perfect top of where we've been hitting for a while now on the total market cap. And straight after this is the gap. So like we are like right there right now of this break of the market cap. And when we break the market cap, there's a big acceleration of bringing up to 15 to 20% of money flow into crypto, which is crazy. And you match that and you take that again. And this is why I do show you guys these specific charts, because you match that now to the USDT dominance. And again, we are below this line and we're looking to close and start. And what we have is one more trend here, but this gets lost. You have a 25% decrease in USDT. Influx of the dollars flying into the market. This is FOMO, guys. This is real FOMO. People are FOMOing now. If Ethereum breaks 2,000, you're going to see FOMO like you haven't seen in a while. You're going to see many of the tokens. Everything's just going to start popping all over the place. And this is going to happen fast, guys. Very similar to this move over here. So what I'm saying is we're getting our entries now and we built the portfolio. And I was trying to get you in before the craziness actually starts, because it's not going to be that long. It's going to happen very quickly, very fast. And we got to then look at that portfolio and be like, where are we deploying, where are we getting out? That whole portfolio that I gave you guys, we're going to start removing very quickly as the market starts popping, getting out this layer, getting out that layer. And we're going to start reducing quite a bit as it goes up. But so far, you're learning so much and we're getting it right. You know what I mean? We're doing really well. So this is all working great. And the total market cap, as I said, that's one that's where the acceleration comes. And now you can start to see total 3. We haven't seen a daily candle like this in the last week or two, and this is coming up to, and soon we're going to have the total 3 also hit that resistance, take a little bit of time, and then crack through that. And we have a 2-step method with that. Remember, I said 2 possible legs for Bitcoin, and what this actually means. Oh, I hope we got these entries. I got 3 trades for you guys. That I want to give you guys for today. Do you guys want the trades first? I talk about these things quite often. Do you want the trades first? So let's speak about the trades quick. So there are many tokens, but for me, it's like, let's nail the ones that we got. and the ones that I think the list that I've given you guys have been great. But if you want some short-term trades now, as it speaks, I think it's time to deploy some short-term trades. You have your portfolio that's sitting and making you money now. Fantastic. Now it's time to start deploying, start deploying and start making some cash. So the first one, what I have done for you guys is a 4-hour chart, is the 𝗕𝗔 protocol. 𝗕𝗔 now for me is ready to break out. It's broken that trend. It's outside there at the moment. I've given this to you guys. But what I'm showing you here quickly is some shorter term trades. So this one for me, I'm seeing, guys, this total market cap break any moment now, and everything's going to accelerate really quickly. You started to see it with 𝗕𝗏𝗃. 𝗕𝗏𝗃 was one of the perfect examples. I know Run's finally on the bird, but look at that. So all of a sudden, when they break these trends, you start to have this really fast run where it just starts to run. So you want to get in before this mess, because it gets really hard to get in once a token starts to do that. So for me, 𝗕𝗔 is only cracking that now, and it's ready to go. It's getting really strong. So what I've given you guys, and I'll see if I can tweet it for you guys. We'll see if it keeps trying to keep my Twitter as clean as possible, but I will tweet this chart and this trade for you guys. But what I've basically given is a 𝗕𝗔 long. And I've explained to you that my stop loss is around 1.9, so it's around 6% risk. There's my entry zone. So I've given you guys the entry zone, and I've given you 2 take profits, because we have 2 options. Either it's a 2-step pump. So what I mean by that is we basically have Bitcoin. Let's quickly jump back to the Bitcoin chart. We basically have Bitcoin from where we are right now. Let me just get to the one that I want. There we go. So you can see the current chart. Bitcoin's broken trend yesterday, and it's looking strong. But what we basically have is a two-step pump, where we have Bitcoin rally up to 30K, maybe 31. From here, you have the whole market run with it. Fantastic. Then it does hit a little bit of a rejection. Okay, it hits a rejection. And what basically happens then? Quite a strong, quick rejection. And then what happens is it attempts the highs again. Maybe we go slightly higher or lower high. But in this leg is where you have the crazy alt push as well, like the second leg push. And if I show you this and it starts to match up with the total 3, is I'm seeing a 2-legged pump. And the first pump basically comes from here, from where we are now. And we basically pump through this gap. Let me just get into the chart that I want to show you guys. Here we go. We basically do this first pump. And this first pump is that 12% gap. So we get through here. Let's go to the daily. We get through here and we pop there. Boom, quickly. Bitcoin gets rejected hard. From that, we then have the alt push that runs down. We have the dominance completely come down to lower levels, resets again, gets everything set into the move again. And that's how I'm sort of seeing it. So the way I'm doing it when it comes to the actual trades now is I'm giving you 2 TPs, 2 TP zones, because maybe we do have a Bitcoin that just decides to go to the 40K. And that's why I would ladder out on these trades. But very simple. I've given you 2 take profit zones. The one, if it's a 2-legged pump, where it's the first pump, rejection, and then down. So I would want to take profits on this push over here. And then after that, we'll get new entries for the next push up here. But I'm basically looking between a 38 and a 40% for TP1. So my TPs are starting to get quite big now, because it's going to get to this season where it's going to get really hard to get entries and the market's just going to run naturally. So a 38 to 40% is first TP, and 65 to 70 as a second TP. Guys, the portfolio ones I'll go through again on Friday or a little bit later. Oh, I do want to remind you, while you're all here, straight after this call, yesterday we had a very successful trade. So I'm trading small accounts with you guys. Remember, if you've done Sniper School, and you can, the steps are below. We got this great entry on ALGO yesterday. So any of you guys that missed yesterday and you have done school, come join me today. We do 2 hours every day after the show, guys. So come join me on that. So 𝗕𝗔's the first one, and he's still in buy zone as we speak. The second one is Fantom. Fantom lagging behind, but finally breaking that 4-hour trend. One that is showing strong momentum again. So here's the trade setup itself, where basically I've given you entry box. I've given you the stop losses too, and I've given you my two take profits. Now, this one I do think is a lot higher, but for now it is here. I'll update as we go. I'll keep this chart. But basically the entry is a 0.46 to the 0.473, 475, more or less where we are right now. So I'd probably say last entries now. Maybe there's a little bit more of a dip off later on today where you can get the rest. But so far that's good at 5% risk. So this is what I really like. We've been just waiting. Remember, I've been saying that the altcoins are creeping up to resistance. They're creeping up. Once they're through, they start to expand. But why you want to catch it there is because the risk is nice and great. So we only put in 5% risk, which is, you've got to be really grateful in a very volatile market right now that you're getting trades that have this amount of risk. So 5% risk. And then I have the 2 take profits. The one I'm expecting 28 to 32% quite quickly from Fantom. And then we have the second one, which is 35 to 40. So we'll battle out these two. I would put take profits in. I would probably split them up. So the way I would do it is when we get a take profit one, probably 50% profits taken, and stop loss moved up for the rest in case it goes to the next TP. You cancel. You got this week to join school, guys. Next week's the first official live event. So you still have this week to get into school if you want to. Register, send your email, open an exchange link, put $100 that you get to trade with, and put your user ID. And then you get access to the course, guys. It's incredible. Okay. So Fantom's a definite one that's gone. Remember, guys, I've given you Rune. I've given you many other trades, and those are gone at the moment. So let's focus on these. The next one that I have over here, this will fall under a higher risk, slightly higher risk just because it's a little bit more volatile, but Gala Games, definitely Gala Games. So what we have is where Gala Games bounced was really good. But what we do have is the break of 4 hour and the retest as we speak now. So same thing, because we've broken this trend now and we're catching it early, it's only 4% risk on this trade, guys, which is really, really, really good. So there's my stop loss around the 0.0398 sort of area. Here's it here, guys. So take a photo, or you can pause it when you're watching the show back or something like that. And what I'm basically expecting here is same thing. I've prepped for the 2-step pump. TP1, don't be afraid to take all profits at TP1, guys. It's great risk to rewards right now, but my take profits around 32 to 35%, which is basically 0.053, 0.55. You can have a look at the figures. Put stops in, guys, please. Whatever you do, just say yes in the comments right now. Say, if you're taking these trades, just say, I'm putting a stop loss, Sheldon. Please, guys, let's learn from the past. If anything melts up or anything happens, like, just put a stop loss, please. And basically what we have after that is we have the two-step method. But risk to reward is great right now. You have a 1 to 7, 1 to 8. So Gala Games is another huge, big one for me. That's looking really good. These are the 3 short-term trades that I'll be taking out to make quick money. Now, remember, that portfolio that I gave you guys is to make Bitcoin, Ethereum. Leave that money to do what it needs to do. Now you're trading another part of portfolio for cash. You want a quick money. You want to have more money to buy dips. You want to have more money. So use these trades to make actual money. So yes, stop loss. Put it in the comments. I want to hear that you got stop losses. And then let's quickly speak. We got many coins. I'm going to take many coins from you guys as well. But let's speak about the movers. You know what I mean? The coins that are starting to wake up. Obviously, the first one is THORChain. So THORChain now is starting to wake up strong. Now I see people starting to tweet about it and talk about it. We've been speaking about it for a while. But what you basically have is because you have this dominance finally being flexible, finally flushing out, they're starting to respect these daily breakouts. And they're really starting to move. So remember, in any token, this is the hardest part. This is where the most selling pressure is. As soon as it cracks that wall and it gets through that specific level, it starts to fly natural. And what I really enjoy about trading right now, especially because the dominance is where it is and it's starting to pull back, is it's starting to respect patterns. You know, many times I show you flags and breaker trends. Like right now, they're respecting and retesting beautifully. So if you look at the THORChain, you know, when it broke on the daily, look how it broke, it tested, and it went. You know, RSI's reset and it did what it was meant to do. And that's why it's really fun, because you don't always get a time like this in the year where it is this natural, it is this flow as we speak. So right now it's flowing. So where I am seeing THORChain, it's not a buy right now, but look at this on the weekly, guys. So I seriously think the entries that you got on THORChain, I'm thinking the market catches up to where Bitcoin is. And it may happen 2-step method or anything like that. But I do think you've gotten yourself an incredible entry when it comes to THORChain, because look at this. You're getting it right here at the bottom of the range, and still to where we stand right now. I'm still looking at over 100%, you know, just to the main areas. This is more or less where Bitcoin's at. This is a lot more volatile token, and it could go a lot more, because you never know, guys. You never know. Bitcoin could pull a 50K a year. At any single point, it can pull a 50K. Don't be surprised if it does. A lot of people are going to expect a pullback at the 30s. I know they are. And you never know. Bitcoin might rip through. And then you got yourself like entries of a lifetime. You know what I mean? Really, really, really good entries. But as it speaks, where we were getting these entries at, you know, you're looking at a 150, 200% push. Stop loss, you can sleep. Exactly. So THORChain, for me, you got yourself a really, really good one. Another one, which I still think is last calls, guys. Let's get it on our lists over here. We actually got our list tokens here. So I'll go through the list tokens, actually. But the next one that we have, let's just get my high risk portfolio. Which one was I showing now? Okay, so I gave you guys Fantom. Fantom looks incredible. I really think Fantom's strong. AVAX. I'm looking for AVAX. USDT. There we go. Okay, let's jump into AVAX. So AVAX for me, this one looks cooked. It looks ready. I think for spot, you still got enough time. For spot, I wouldn't do leverage. Maybe we'll see on the live trading, guys. Live trading, if there is some leverage entries, we'll have a look. But I think spot, you still got it. Like, I think this is last times. Anywhere above 1850, no. But this looks good. Like, now we're cracking this wall, and I'm expecting AVAX to pick up pretty quick. I'm expecting it to pick up, slow down a little bit around 22, 23. And then once we're above that, back to the 30s. So I really think AVAX is still a huge opportunity. Something about L1s, Near Protocol, AVAX, Solana is still coming. I'll speak about Solana in the next few moments. But AVAX for me, pay attention. If you did not fill some of that, remember, guys, if you had an altcoin list that you wanted to buy and you missed 50% of them, they've already popped off. You can only buy the ones that are only breaking out. You know what I mean? Don't jump and don't go against your rules or anything like that. So AVAX for me is still a big one. And it's looking strong now to Bitcoin and all of that. And like I said, I'm looking at 100% for the first strong pump. And there might even be an opportunity of a 200 to 250% position when it comes to actual AVAX. Let's quickly jump to the Solana one. Guys, I'm speaking about these because they haven't moved. Not that they haven't moved, but they haven't broken the trends that what Rune did and a lot of these did. So I speak about these many tokens, but you know, how many more tokens do you want? You know, I'm going through many here, but this is probably going to be one of the best trades of the year. You catch it perfectly right, and this will be the Solana trade, the Solana trade where we have the great breakout. Now we are more or less around 4% away from that happening. So what you want to basically see is when Solana closes, and it can happen any moment, guys. It can happen today. It can happen tomorrow. When you start to see Solana close well above the $22.50 sort of mark, it's now starting to close outside of this trend. And I'm expecting Solana to catch up and rip. I think it got unfairly dumped over here within the FTX news and all those sort of things. And I think it's got some proving to do. And I'm going to speak about BNB in a second because the same thing for BNB. I think Solana is going to be a really strong one through these. So once it breaks this, I do think the picture of a $40 to $60 Solana comes into play. So make sure if this breaks out and it breaks out solidly, get your damn entries. And the same thing over here is when it breaks out, very simple. It breaks out, starts to accelerate, put the stop losses right under there and allow the bad boy to go, because this can be a really, really, really strong one. So I've spoken about Solana many times, guys, but I do believe it's really, really, really good and can be a great entry for you. Then we spoke about those. ALGO again, starting to go. So that was my short-term trade that I gave yesterday. I don't want to delete that. We have live trading after this. We have 𝗬𝗏𝗡. Let's quickly go through these. There goes Polkadot on its way right now. Near, guys, Near's giving good energy right now. Then what we have is XRP. So for those who are holding XRP, your coin is doing well and it's breaking good levels. So it made the higher high. It's retested well. I wouldn't buy it now. It's too late now. We were getting it the early 40s, but you should have a 60 to 80 cent XRP. So hold strong. And probably the next day or two, we'll have a good stop loss update where you can probably move your stop loss up quite a bit. As it breaks the next high, we can move the stop losses under here. So now the way you want to trade it, guys, and you can see my tones change. Like I want to come here and have this whole hoorah sort of thing. It's not about that today. It's about you got it right. You know, it's remember, crypto, you can get 20 wrong, but you get one right and you change everything. You change the whole game. It's about getting it right this time. And the way it is now is you're getting these entries and you've put your stops in. But once they start really cracking levels, we're just going to trail those stop losses up. Get it right this time. You know what I mean? Get it right and don't throw away. So like I said, explain well, not explain, but understand what the process of the market actually is. Where it slowly grinds up, the bull market has started, or technically the bull market has started on a very high time frame, but the bull leg started. And the way that works is that slow grind. And then you have the fast pop. And on that fast pop, be ready, because every higher high it makes, we've got to move those stop losses up and we're going to move up. Do it right this time, guys, so that you can get it, you can have it. So when the market dumps in the future, we flip it on top. We've made it all. By the way, I have a guy named Dallas. Shout out to you yet again, brother. He started with 8 Bitcoin. He's nearly on 9 Bitcoin already just by following that portfolio. So he's already made a whole Bitcoin just by having altcoins outperforming Bitcoin. That's what I'm trying to show. Like, that's what you want, right? So next one over here is THETA, out of buy zone, looking good right now. I'm expecting this to rip really good. So hold your theta strong. Just put your stop losses under these lows, guys. Put the stop losses in and allow them to move. Let's quickly have a look at some of our other tokens. So the big one was BNB. One that I think that got unfairly hit, and I still think it's in buy zone. I really do. I think it's good. It hasn't broken the 4-hour trend just yet. So keep track of this 4-hour trend. I think it's very near, actually. This might be one of our live trading tokens if it is. There we go. It's very close to a 4-hour breakout. So pay attention to this. If you start to see BNB make its way towards the 317, 320, it's starting to break this 4-hour trend. Now, like I'll say it again, Binance have been attacked hard. So for me, it's like I kind of feel that they have a point to prove. I really do. I really do. And I think it's just going to come out of nowhere and it's going to be like, oh, you want to attack us? You know, you want to give us that? We're going to show you. So I'm definitely playing part of this BNB. Firstly, on the high time frame, it's in a great area when it comes to the higher time frame supports. But what we do have over here is the 4-hour breaker trend. So for me, if I want to trade this, let's actually give you guys the basic trade. If it starts to pop a little bit higher than what it is now, you have an hour and a half, guys. Focus on this. Hour and a half. If it closes outside of here, I'm in. Okay. And the only areas I'll be getting it is between 313. I'll actually post this chart, and 317. Stop loss will go around 309. So if you had to take this as a trade right now, let's put this in over here. If you had to take this as a trade, 2% stop loss. Come on. 2% stop loss. Amazing. And from here, I really think we're going to have a really strong BNB. If the market wakes up and the total market caps move, I think BNB is going to push for that 400, if not the 480. And that's my target, the 480. So I think this is really good entries. I'll update on it tomorrow and see where we're at with BNB. But I think this is good. This is really good that it's making it. Survived. It survived all these attacks. Look at that wick over there with CZ possibly going to jail, all these sort of things. Like, it survived. And when it breaks now, I think it's going to be really strong. Let's have a quick look at Chainlink. Chainlink just hugging, waiting right now. We're waiting for this next true big break, which you can see it's basically hugging. We got our entries in quite early on that, but I'll speak about, I wouldn't short-term trade Link right now. It's not there just yet. But for the early entries that we got around the late $6, amazing. But when it breaks this, we should start moving. Guys, I'm still seeing Link slowly grind towards the $10 mark. But that's when the gap comes, 10, 15, 20. That's where it really starts to move. So Chainlink right now, hold strong. I'll just have some bigger stop losses, probably the early $6 or the 6.5. I'll just have it and give it time for what it needs to do. Chainlink is strong. We've gotten a lot of things of whales buying up. So that's really good. We have Matic, no buys right now, but hold strong. I would have stop losses around $1 for that. That's looking really good. Cardano as well. Just chilling right now. There's the resistance, guys. Cardano's fighting, you know what, Ethereum's fighting at 2K. You have Cardano fighting the 40 to 42. Once we through that level, you know, then you start to see a huge gap. You know, huge gap where we fly to the 50s and then the 70s. So Cardano, there was our entries. We nailed that beautifully. Just be patient, guys. I'll probably have a bigger stop loss around 33, 34 cents. You want BNB to liquidate 𝗵𝗄. Shame that guy. So I have respect for 𝗵𝗄. I really do. But he's blown it now the last week by saying that again and just, you know, admit that it went slightly wrong and just start to move with the markets. You know what I mean? Got a lot of people waiting now. But anyway, lots of love to 𝗵𝗄. I hope he sorts things out. But with Cardano, 33, 34 cents. Stop losses, and that's it. Allow that bad boy to go. Let's speak about a little bit of the higher risk. Let's speak about the low caps. When are we going to have a low cap run? That's total 3, guys. So remember now, what we have is we have total 1 sitting about to break out. This will be your majors because you need money. You need a lot of money to enter the market, because what we basically saw was above the next level on the total market cap, you basically got a gap of around $200 to $300 billion. Now, small caps are not going to bring that money flow in. What you're going to have is Bitcoin, and then you're going to have Ethereum now coming, which is going to help a lot. And then you need major alts. This is why you're starting to see Cardanos, AVAX, Solanas. You're starting to see them starting to get ready to wake up because they're going to bring the money in. And then once you get that total market cap to break through that barrier over there, because it's fighting a huge war right now. It's fighting this huge sell zone. Once we're through that, the market starts getting a lot more at ease that this is a bull leg at the moment. Not bull, not full all-time highs runs yet, but basically it is a bull leg right now. So then the market says, okay, cool. It's time to start releasing and start to getting into higher risk. And then you start to have that. So you'll basically have the total market cap, then the total 2, then total 3. So for me, these are still in areas of building in those portfolios, which is the small caps. It's the big money, guys. Smaller part of your portfolio. So the way I'm running it currently, just to update, probably in the next 3 days, I'll have that portfolio of mine in an actual coin stats. So I'm still on it, guys, where I'll give you guys a link so you can see this whole portfolio that I've built and how it performs. I just want to show you how it's going to make me Bitcoin. You know, that's the goal of it. So that is still coming, guys. And then basically what we have is the low caps, you know, the low caps. And I think these are big ones. I saw Naka started to wake up. Now, these are ones for me that are still in dollar cost zones, guys. And I wouldn't rush on them too much. I would fill 15% of my portfolio bag with them. This is Gala Games. This is Nakamoto. This is Super. This is PYR. But they're only going to come. Just know that they're not going to pop right now. They're going to pop once the big daddies are through the major levels. But these are they're the big movers. For example, for me, like, you know, the Naka, the entries now, I'm looking at 200, 300, 400%. Like, who knows? Once it gets through these resistances here, the only next resistance is up to $2. And you start looking at that, it's hundreds of percents. So these things can do something crazy whenever they want. You know, and it is the more fun. You know, we degens, you know, we love these sort of things. So for these, I would make sure that I do have these in because, you know, when it comes to the reset of the market cycle, they do run next. They run after the majors and ETH and that. We have a total 3 blowouts. We have these moving. So these are ones that can seriously make you cash. Just have your sizes of it just accordingly. You know what I mean? 15% of the portfolio, because they're way bigger stop losses. You can probably have 20, 30% stop losses on these. They're huge, but they're the ones that give you the 200, 300, 400% rewards. So for me, it's still these ones. I am doing research now and getting more ones for you guys. I'm just waiting for our list to do what it needs to do, and then I can start looking at the rest to see. But I believe that the list that I've given you guys is going to do the job. So we have Naka, we have Scallop, we have PBX. These are all just dollar costing, and just be patient for the total 3 breakout. That's all you need to do. We have Zol waking up. We have Vet. We got PYR. We got 𝗬𝗏 as well. Really, really good one. Look at this. Look where we're at 𝗬𝗏. This for me is incredibly great when it comes to dollar costing for your higher risk. Look at it. Now, come on, you know, we just started to see how that pop happened with THORChain. This is the same pop that I see here. You're going to see a big green weekly candle at some point. And that little big weekly candle is probably like 100% or 150% gainer there. So I'm still waiting for 𝗬𝗏 for around a 300% gainer. So 𝗬𝗏 is still in that zone right now. We still have PYR. Just be patient with them because total 3 is still coming. PYR is just on the edge of still being able to dollar cost before it gets slightly too expensive. We still have Super Farm, which I still have a lot of faith in. It's just on the top of dollar costing right now. Once Super's through these levels of 20 cents, guys, the next one's at 60. The Super, I'm still looking at a 400%. Just be smart with the amount of money you're putting in them and be patient. You're buying them at ranges where they have not been for an incredibly long period of time. And you just got to learn to be slightly patient. I'm sure many people last week, they weren't patient about the altcoins. They just jumped straight into Bitcoin. And that's the wrong thing because now all of a sudden, if you go here, you can jump over here and you can actually look at the tokens to Bitcoin. Look how much coins are outperforming Bitcoin right now. The altcoins are doing better than Bitcoin. You know, very simple. So don't rush the process. So Super for me is still great in those areas. We still have 𝗏𝗏𝗧. Let's have a look at 𝗏𝗏𝗧 quick. 𝗏𝗏𝗧's broken trend. This is one that's broken and good. So 𝗏𝗏𝗧 above the areas of the 8.5 cents is gone for me. So these are probably the last ones to dollar cost some of it in there. And many are asking, this is many tokens. Guys, choose 5 of them. I've categorized them. I think all of them are going to do the similar amount of percentages. So whichever coin that you can find that's still in the zone and still in the right area where your risk to reward is good, you go for those tokens. You don't need all of them. Some of them are gone, no problem. Choose 5 or 6 of them. And that's the same with all of them. When it comes to your high risk, choose 5 of them. You don't need every single token. You don't need that. I don't want you sitting with 40 tokens because think about it. When that pop happens, you're going to be sitting like this. Oh, where do I sell this one? Where do I sell? And then guess what? Gas fees are going to be through the roof. Ethereum's going through because the whole market is going absolutely crazy. Just think about the future, guys. Think about it and prep for it. You know, very important. Very important. On these, let's see if there's any else. Guys, let's take I'll give you guys a few minutes quickly to have a look at some of your guys' ones over here. We did have Rose. I did see Rose somewhere as well. Let me just get a new list over here so I can do Rose for you. No problem. What's happening? Fantom waking up. Oh, guys, straight after this, you've done school. Come join us for the session. Come join us. I think we nearly had 2,000 people yesterday. I know it's going to go absolutely huge. But join us because these short-term breaks happen. We want to catch them on these trades. We really want to catch them. So that's going to be good. So let's look at, what was it? Rose USDT. Amazing. And remember, guys, any tokens that you're doing on for like a swing trade, like a portfolio that you're building for 3 months or something like that, just make sure that they're doing what they need to do against Bitcoin as well. Any token that you find right now that's breaking a long-term trend to Bitcoin is ones that are flying. So if you look at all of these tokens here, you'll see that they've broken to Bitcoin, and that's why they're doing incredibly well. So just focus on that. What you have with Rose. So guys, this is not only a great area of where it is, it has a little bit more time. Like I said, the total 3, where a small little grind up to these areas. But once it's through here, just think of it, guys. This was 21,000 Bitcoin. This was 25. As soon as we got through it, we shot to the higher levels. And that was the 28 to 30. So you can get a little bit of idea of where you can see these tokens going on that run. So very simple. So just think of it as the Bitcoin chart. So once this is through here, you can then see the rally, and then you're looking at 130%. And these are probably the areas that I'll be reducing my portfolio to around 5 tokens max when we get here. A lot of my portfolio is going to be out at these points when they get to these areas. And then I'm taking a 2-week break. So what I think happens, and this is me just trying to play it out of the way it's going to happen, is the next 2 to 3 weeks are going to be absolutely insane. I think we're going to get to our areas a lot quicker than what we think. And then I'm going to be out. Only 5, a couple tokens remaining, and I'm taking a 2-week break. No shows from Snipe because I'm out, guys. Like, my goal is to get you out on this pump and to make you money. Like, my goal is to be there, part of you with this thing. I've learned so much on this journey, and I just want to use it all now. Everything that I've learned through the bear market, through the bull market. It's time for me to be true and go back to what I do. So Rose is looking great. Let's look at the next. Yeah, 𝗧𝗍𝗍𝗍. It's very true. Very true. Zilla spoke about, guys. We got some of the new tokens, which I think are great. I'm just waiting for the next cycle to get them, guys. The ones like opium, not opium, optimism. So if you look here, this has obviously been ripping. And for me, it's like, let's look at the daily. It's too late. I'd wait for a new cycle. I'd wait for a new cycle for optimism, but I'll definitely hold, if I'm in it. But guys, just when Bitcoin goes to those areas, take the profits on it. Definitely. Let's have a look. Any other? Moonriver. So this was high, but I still think it's a great one. Render. Render's also a really big one for us to chat about. Speak about Render in a second. So Moonriver. Oh, this is still one of my absolute favorites. So dollar cost in this area, but this is a big one. This is a big one for me. Back to these areas over here is more or less probably the areas of where I'll take a lot of profits. There is the higher zones. I was buying this thing way higher. I must actually get more of this because it is breaking to the daily. But where it is now, it's just crazy. Range low, so your dollar costing, fill your bags, no problem. But after this, you look at the rallies of up 184%. And maybe we actually have an insane run after that. And maybe it is the higher target. So we'll speak about this as it goes. But Moonriver, yes, it's definitely in the areas to load up. Let's do Render. So Render, here we go. So Render's really good, actually. This is great. So you want to buy this retest. So short-term trade over here. I'll set this up and see if I can come join me on the next session, guys. Then I can give you this trade. But short scenario, if you are trading, you know how it is. You draw this trend line on the 4-hour. The retest is great. The stop loss would go here. So I'll give you guys a little bit of an idea of the way it would look. Stop loss around about the 1.2, 1.21 will be my stop loss. This would ultimately be my risk. How much risk? It is a bigger risk. So this would be high risk. Small part of your portfolio or small part of your leverage account or whatever it may be. 10%, so huge stop loss, but ultimately your gains. Remember, Render's been a really big range token. So your gains would be to the top, if not higher, but I'll probably focus on the top as the TPs. And from here, you're looking at a 60-65%. So it may be worth your while. The risk to reward is still really good. And we know Render's really fun when it comes to the actual bull markets and things like that. I want to keep an eye. Kenya, it's time to go, guys. Time to prep. We are 15 minutes away from a live session. I want to get some live trades going. I love you all. Thank you all so much. I wanted to be bubbly and exciting today, but I rather wanted to bring some heart to you guys and just say we got this. Well done on the first steps, and let's continue the journey. Much love to you all, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye, Banter fam.